Very good evening, everyone. My name is Gulshan Memoria. I'm the CEO and founder of Inspiredvalley, which is a training organization based at New Delhi. As you all know that we have started this initiative, this Inspired Valley initiative, where we connect with the best minds in the educational world and to discuss on some of the very prominent topics. Like today's topic is bullying prevention and intervention, creating safe and supportive environment in schools. And to discuss this topic, we have some esteemed panelists with us. The very first speaker we have is Miss KB Padma Singh. She is working as a principal at Naimisharanya School, which is in Gujarat. Second, we have Mr. S. Seshan. He is working as vice principal at Atomic Energy Central School at Kalpakkam, which is the part of Atomic Energy Education Society, which is based at Mumbai, and the school is based in Tamilnadu. We also have Miss Stella Punitha. She is working as a principal at Fusion School based at Chennai, Tamil Nadu. We also have Mr. Neeraj Kumar. He's working as a principal at Aryan Global Public School based at Panipat, Haryana. We also have Miss Geeta Arora. She is working as principal at LDC Public School, which is in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. And lastly, we have Miss Sarita Gomes. She is working as principal at MVHS Marwari Vidyalaya High School, South Mumbai. I welcome you all on our show. Okay, let me start this discussion on this topic, that why we require a create, you can say, supportive environment for, especially for the bullying. What is the need for creating this safe environment, especially with the schools in India? Anyone would like to have, you can say, share your response? Stella ma'am, you would like to share your response just to start with the base, then only we can start asking the questions. Yes.
Yeah, I should appreciate and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Though bullying, the word as such is not heard much in schools, probably, it happens very silently. And maybe it varies from school to school. I would just like to highlight one thing.
Please.
The first thing that affects a child is negligence. Okay. So non-acceptance or negligence, maybe not deliberately, unknowingly sometimes, children experience this neglect, which might not be felt by the parent or teacher, would be the first cause where child would show symptoms of withdrawal and disinterest and then become a victim. So it is essential that every parent, every teacher accepts all the children in her class and in her school or in his school, and make sure that every child is given a space, is given an identity irrespective of the background. So I feel that acceptance of the child from kindergarten to class 12 is very crucial in making the child positive towards growth and achievement.
Great. Thank you for sharing this wonderful response. I know that there's more to be done in every area, especially in this area of bullying management. Great. Thank you. Would like to go with Mrs. Geeta Arora. Please share your response, Geeta Miss.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I would like to say that the students actually doesn't know what bullying is actually. They should, first of all, because my school is actually based in semi-rural area. I'm very much sure if I count 1,500 students, out of maybe 50 must be knowing the definition of bullying first. Digital literacy is the biggest reason they don't know about what is actually how you should be using mobile in a very safe zone. They only know the use of mobile is for entertainment. Now, just because of COVID, everybody is having a smartphone. Now they are giving excuses all the time that we are studying, and most of all, parents are also not aware. And the basic reason they are not vocal about what they are feeling inside. They don't know how to express themselves.
Exactly.
Expression and vocalization is hugely missing. And secondly, we in schools also, we do not give much space to this because of the limited time, limited constraints, syllabus, and so much of a pressure on teachers also. We are not even giving freedom to teachers to interact with student much. So this is also the reason, because see, UP is not a very high-tech state. We are having actually digital literacy is hugely missing over here. So very many things, the basic ABCD first they should know about. Then we come to the safest place. Let student talk about all this.
Exactly.
See what today I've done. I was only was very generally discussing with my coordinators, and they were saying, "Ma'am, girls doesn't know about how to dispose of so many things. They are not using washrooms appropriately." So I was taking a session with girl student from 6 to 8 today. So I hardly a child spoke about it. But gradually we have to make them comfortable that it's okay to share. Let them understand the
No, I
concept of
totally got your
sharing.
point. I mean, when there's
Thank
lot
you.
to be done in different parts of the country, especially in the field of sensitization. Yes, we need to, before
Yes.
tackling this issue, first of all, we need to sensitize it to that large extent. Great, thank you. Seshan sir, please share your response in a concise manner. Yes, please unmute yourself.
Good evening to all of you. Good evening, sir. So this is as far as bully is concerned. If you say in a day school,
Mm-hmm.
the as already told by one of the speakers, we don't hear anything as bully
Hmm.
because in a day school the bully as such themselves are very less in number.
Hmm.
This bully happens much more in a residential school, and there it becomes very important to intervene and give a supportive environment.
Hmm.
First of all, the what is a bully, who is a bully, and why he becomes like that.
Hmm.
We have to go into the roots of the case, that is the psychology of the bully.
Hmm.
See, suppose a child who is very good in studies, he will become popular, he will be admired by all teachers and other friends. Similarly, a sportsman, he will also be admired by everybody. A child who is not very good in sports or not very good in academics,
Hmm.
but at the same time, he wants support from everybody, he wants to become popular.
Hmm.
So, he becomes a bully.
Exactly.
So that everybody is afraid of him and he becomes popular.
Hmm.
That is the psychology of the bully.
Exactly.
The psychology of the bully is to everyone must see me as someone great.
Exactly.
That only makes him a bully.
Hmm.
And particularly in a residential school, this happens, and usually it happens particularly for board classes, particularly children
Hmm.
who are in 12th class and the fag end of the exams, and suppose they have not studied and they do not know what is going to happen.
Hmm.
Okay, they are under kind of a depression, they are under kind of a, they are not being supported by family, completely away from family. Then they start at the night, dead of night, around 11 p.m., call one by one a 10th standard fellow or a
It
9th standard
happens. It
fellow,
happens, especially in the
start
residential schools.
bragging in
Hmm.
a residential school.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The victim cannot share his you know, problems with his family. If it is a day school, he can immediately go to the family. So how to prevent? What we do is in a residential school, we just we know that this type of children are there. So
Hmm.
we take rounds at the dead of night, 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. We find out to such we talk to them,
Hmm.
such children, we talk to them. Ultimately, he should be recognized that he has somebody to tell something.
Exactly. Exactly. No, your suggestion is
So
really
there
good.
should be
It.
a way
Yeah.
out for him to speak out what all trauma or what all he has in mind. Once you give that, that bully goes away.
Exactly. No, thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing this wonderful point. Thank you, Stella ma'am, Geeta ma'am, Seshan sir, for sharing these wonderful points and making it base. I mean, for starting this session. Now, I would like to start asking the very first question with Padma ma'am. Padma ma'am, creating a safe and supportive environment requires a culture of inclusivity, right? So, could you elaborate on a specific initiatives of the programs that your school has implemented to foster empathy, respect, and kindness among students? Any sort of
Yeah.
initiative, because we all agree that this statement is True, right? But we just
Yeah.
want to know more initiative that your school is doing it currently.
Good evening to everyone. Yeah, certain things our school follows, like in the weekly timetable, we keep a circle time.
Okay.
Circle time is twice or thrice in a week, where the children they share their problems or their views, what has happened in the class, what has happened in the sports room, or what has happened in the music, and sometimes they share their personal problems as well, if they have along with the peers, etc. And those problems are peacefully with patient is heard by the teacher and rest of the students. And in this case the students also help each other in sorting out their problems, the teacher also helps them. And by this they they become empathy has been increased among the students, where they empathize. Okay, this child has said, suppose xyz, x has said this thing to the y, which was not in a proper way. So that circle time real makes the y child to realize that whatever he has maybe unknowingly or not intentionally he said something which hurt the feelings of a x. So
Exactly.
that had added an effect to the like sorting out their psychological problems, or if at all any not parents also nowadays they are very busy, they don't give that much time, they are busy with their household work or their outside social works, etc. So these children are left out. When they are left out, and because of this corona they are having the mobiles in their hand, we don't know how to use, but they know better than us. So they go into those apps which they shouldn't. So those things, like many things had come out, automatically has come out right from standard first to standard 12th, and we could sort out their problems to a greater extent, where the parents were not knowing and we were knowing. So that was a positive, like I must say that most of the problems has been sorted out. And
Great,
the
great,
second
great.
thing is what we have started. CBSE has started Kumaha, this where to the needy people. It was started in the month of I think September 2021. Uh, where Pumaha means where there is a people who are in need of food, like to
Okay.
provide cooked food to the needy people. So that we did it in 2021 September month, and it was like we felt all the teachers and we felt that it should be continued. So once in a month, once in a month, one class, they bring cooked food from their homes. They bring the cooked food and we go to there, we take the children that particular class right from nursery to standard 12th again. We go to the slum areas, these children, they offer those food to them. Like early morning 7:30 we go, and it's like a festival for them, because the morning they wake up and they get this cooked food, and that too very delicious. It's a mandatory, the mothers need to cook, not the ready made food. Slowly we started 22, it was overwhelming experience, and then the parents they have started sending one parent started sending 20 tiffins instead of sending one tiffin. They send it even in disposable tiffins, and sometimes they even send it in this steel boxes also. So where they simply say they don't want the tiffin back. So it was a great experience, and all my children, I felt that even the parents also took initiative, and they wait for their turn when their class turn comes. In
Great,
addition
great,
to that,
great.
on Joy of Giving, we give on do it on 2nd October. In addition to this, we started this, and this also it was a
Great,
great
great,
experience.
great, great, Padma ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you for
and
sharing.
one
Yeah.
more thing I should tell you, that there should be a training. What CBSE insists, continuous professional development of the teachers is mandatory. Actually,
Yes.
it is mandatory. They learn something because they open up, they get to know. There are various the classes, subjects are there where CBSE is conducting them. So when they go, they understand, because they also need some warm up, and they realize like a happy classroom management. They should be empathizing that what is happening. Without that, simply they should not shout at the children. As Stella ma'am said, there should be, their belongingness should be there. The child should be wanted. Then the child develops that belongingness with the school, with the teacher. And slowly these psychological problems and the bullying problems, they slowly gets sorted out, and they
Exactly.
should feel inclusive, that they are included, that the school belongs to them, and their belongingness must be there with the teacher as well. And the
Great.
most important, the teacher should be very positive. The teacher, even like fun purpose, also should not use any such negative words which impact the child. It generally happens like both so two teachers are talking and they are talking about xy child, that the child is not writing, lazy, or such words are used, that definitely will be heard by the other child, and
Exactly.
it gives a very drastic negative impact.
Exactly,
So
it does
only
happen, ma'am.
teacher,
Padma
yes,
ma'am, let's take the response from the other speakers as well. I'm sure the other schools also doing a lot of good initiatives. I mean, the
yeah,
initiative
thank
that
you.
you are doing, it's wonderful. Let's take the response from Stella ma'am. Stella ma'am, can you hear us? Would you
Yeah.
like to share any such initiatives which you think that are out of the box thinking initiatives and creating a lot of, you can say, good impact in overall the development of the students, specifically in
One
this
thing
domain?
that I practice is I maintain an observation record. On
Hmm.
a daily basis, a teacher or anyone who's working with children
Mm-hmm.
are allowed to report something which they observe which is not normal. And
Okay.
so the middle managers and the vice principal, principal, they have the possibility of looking into what exactly happened. And probably when my turn comes, I'll elaborate on because I have looked into this at three different levels.
Mm-hmm.
One is prevention, one is intervention, one is action.
Hmm.
So, how do we actually prevent? Because many things can be done. Because the topic which I was assigned, I liked it. And I would say that a teacher has to do a KOA approach.
Okay.
Teacher must know, a teacher has to observe, and a teacher has to act. And
Hmm.
as informed earlier, probably I can elaborate later on. But we have to be sensitive to the needs of children,
Exactly.
and we have to have antenna all around. And probably it is not limited only to the teacher who's confined in the classroom. I think everybody, every stakeholder is responsible to
Hmm.
tackle this problem of bullying. It's
Hmm.
not pronounced much in schools,
Hmm.
but still it exists.
Exactly.
So, one thing which I practically do is to maintain an observation record where anyone can write anything that they observe, and it has to be followed up on a day to day basis.
Hmm. That leads to my the subsequent question. The teachers and staff play a very pivotal role in bullying prevention. So, how does your school provide training and resources to educators to enable them to recognize the signs of bullying, supports victims, and this address the aggressions? Because I'm sure that when you mentioned these lot of things, and I'm sure that you're also working substantially on the development of the training and all the allocating all the sufficient resources. Please, over to you.
Uh, so, as I had mentioned, this is one thing which I do.
Mm-hmm.
And as a school head, I haven't come across many instances of bullying in the schools where I had worked with.
Okay.
But still, I can share my ideas on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I had said, a teacher has to know, a teacher has to become sensitive. If
Mm-hmm.
a child is happy or unhappy, like most children will not be happy if they are bullied.
Hmm.
And so a teacher has to be sensitive because she works in close quarters with children. So
Mm-hmm.
how do we sensitize the teacher?
Exactly.
Sometimes teachers themselves would not know. So as fellow principals had mentioned, yes, we have to train them and train them to the needs and developmental milestones of
Exactly.
children. See,
This is the
sometimes
point.
we see a
Yes.
child who's in high school and we assume he's a grown up child, but no, a child is still a child. So the sensitivity of the teacher matters. So
Hmm.
a teacher has to become very sensitive to the developmental needs of children,
Hmm.
and the teacher must have complete knowledge about the needs of children. Like
Exactly.
what do they expect from school, and what do they expect from their fellow friends. So the needs of children should be known by the teacher. So we can give printed materials, we can give videos, we can give any other resource which is
Mm-hmm.
easy for the teacher to quickly
Grasp.
go through
No,
and
I
learn.
totally,
And I would
completely,
suggest,
I completely agree with you when you mention everything. When you do not take these things lightly, you cannot leave this behind on the shoulders of teachers. Okay, there might be possibility they know this thing already. As a leader of the institution, we should be conducting these
yes.
programs thoroughly.
And I would suggest that we maintain a journal. Every teacher can maintain,
Yes.
and I would
Yes.
definitely want to rope in the parents. And
Hmm.
since CBSE school allows us to have one counselor, I use the counselor to the optimal level. See,
Hmm.
I do counseling for parents on a regular basis. I do counseling for teachers on a regular basis. Counseling for children on a regular basis, so people know what is what. So, as I had mentioned initially, it is prevention. I would be happy to prevent many of these things. And we must also know the hotspots and the types of bullying. Like we cannot say, technological bullying is more rampant than
Yes,
physical
cyber bully is
bullying.
more
We do
rampant.
not
Yes,
know.
normally what
Yeah,
happens.
statistics I do not have, but physical bullying is there, verbal bullying is there. And yes, with the development of technology, a lot of bullying happens outside school through social media. And so children should be helped to develop positive relationships. So those things have to be known, and then probably intervention comes only when an incident had happened. By and large,
Exactly.
we would want to prevent. So when
Exactly.
an incident happens, children should know that there will be consequences through school policies, school rules. Of course, this is not to control children, but this is to ensure that every child is has the right to be in a very safe environment.
Exactly, exactly. Even there's a sentence with this: the prevention is better than cure.
Yes, yeah, right.
Neeraj sir, I would like to have your views on this. I mean, exactly that your school is doing in that area, in the preventing part of the bullying. Because I'm sure the area from you belong, this Panipat and this Haryana region, where the students are more aggressive in nature sometimes, right? So I'm sure it's very hard to control and channelize their energies. So over to you, Neeraj sir. I would like to hear some
Sir,
words from you.
thank you so much, sir, for this initiative, and I'm really happy to be the part of this program. Sir, sorry to say, sir, but I think the topic is really good, but I think we have taken some different direction. Maybe it can be related to the North India. Sir, we are discussing about the bullying towards students. Sorry, students. But sir, if I talk about North India, particularly Haryana, Punjab, and Delhi, sir, I will talk here about 9 to 12th class. And to 8th class, sir, I just want to say that uh, sir, I have attended more than 100 events, and most of the speakers say, sir, teachers are not doing this, teachers are not doing that. And I ask always one question, that if any teacher is not obeying you, if any teacher is not obeying the director, if he or she is not obeying the principal, will you be able to retain or stay him, her in your school? No. I think completely no. He will be outside the school. Then why these questions are? Second thing, sir, from 9 to 12th class, sir, scenario is that in Panipat, all the schools have a plan since last 1 month, that after 5 period, no students will be there of class plus 1 and plus 2 in the school.
Okay.
Every day, sir, so many mishappenings are there with teachers. And last time there was a program in Panipat in SD College, and my query was, or
Please,
uh,
please, please.
question was, just child act is there. If any teacher doing something, if he or she is giving the punishment to any teacher, child act is there. You can understand very well what is child act. But sir, in India daily, in every city, there is a mishappening with teacher, but there is no law. And end of the day, end of the moment, teacher has to understand the situation. It was the soft nature of student, and he did not know the understand of this act, so he did this. So I just want to say that, sir, from 9 to 12th class, sir, we have to think, we have to make a plan how to tackle the students.
But
Sir,
Neeraj sir, this is something we are discussing. This is the thing which we are discussing right now, right? We are not negating this fact. I know there are many areas where the students are more aggressive in nature, and teacher. Yes.
Sir, only in Delhi, 20,000 cases are there against teacher, and parents say, sir, the teacher touched the ear of my child, and now the case is in Human Rights Commission.
Neeraj sir, I
So
totally
20,000
just to please give me a moment. Neeraj sir, we understand this thing, but again, this is a different topic. Currently, let's focus on more student-centric approach, and the things which you're talking about, we require a different set of understanding to discuss this. Yes.
Being a principal, what I'm doing to tackle all these things in my school, sir, we have started a campaign, study with manners and etiquettes.
Okay.
And it is really fruitful for us, and now we are giving the grade, particularly on manners and etiquettes, A, B, C, D.
Great, sir.
And
Great.
we are discussing with parents, sir, this is the grade of your son, your daughter, and we request you to maintain this or to make more better in the next time, and we are getting good result of this, particularly in plus 1 and plus 2 classes.
Great, sir. The point which you have highlighted is a major issue, but we require a different set of the time and the questions to tackle this kind of questions, because this is a very sensitive issue. We cannot just discuss and give any of the solutions, right?
Thing is that, sir, government says that you are not allowed to say even stupid word to students, and even in America, sir, before 2 months, America announced that if parents are in agreement, you can punish the students. So we have to be strict, sir. I think you will follow the rules.
Neeraj sir, I request. This is a different topic altogether. Just take my words. This is a different topic altogether. We are moving on to a different tangent, because right now, I mean, I know that what you all are saying, that this completely makes sense, but we require a different set of questions to tackle this thing. So I'm sorry, but let me go to the next candidate to take the response. Padma ma'am, you want to add any point? You want to share something? Should we move on to the next question? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell about that. Neeraj sir was talking about the teachers. So regarding that only, I wanted to say
Please.
that the teachers also, they now the scenario is changed. That is different. Anyways, the topic is different. We'll discuss. We'll continue, sir.
Yes. So, Geeta ma'am, we just want to talk about some more cyberbullying, because I know that a lot of students, previously the things were different, scenario were different, but right now scenario is entirely different. Now students from 3rd standard, students from 2nd standard, they have their social media profiles. I'm sure that you all would agree, right? Previously we were talking about reducing the screen size, this screen time. Now the screen time has increased drastically in the COVID times. Now previously when we were saying that okay, then you should not be using the mobile phones, but now with the COVID time the screen time is increased, and now it becomes very hard to take the mobile phone from the child. And now the mobile phone has become their different identity, I would rather say. It's kind of an alter ego. Now they don't want to live without the phones. If you are taking the mobile phones out of these candidates, out of these students, this becomes a major problem. And it varies from region to region. Like in Delhi NCR region, in more, maybe in the other major cities, it's a major issue. Or maybe in some other areas, it has not become a major issue. These things are different. So I would like to have your views on this. So your question is, this social media can amplify the bullying outside the school hours, where we don't have so much of control. Like we can control those things on which we have, at least these things are happening in front of our eyes, right? So how does your school educate the students about the responsible use of social media? I'm sure that it is our responsibility to at least discuss these things in some details. So and intervene in cyberbullying incident that occur beyond the campus. Please, over to you.
Actually, let me start with an example. Actually, it recently happened in our school. Likewise, Neeraj sir said that teachers are not listening. I see, not listening is a very absolute word. You can't use, because that if they are in the school, they are actually obeying, and they are the part of the institution. They are also the major stakeholders. The thing is that what my teacher observed one day, a girl is coming and she was with a different boy and not of school.
Okay.
I'll be crisp with the story. And she observed, and instantly she informed us, ma'am, this has happened, and now girl is not in the school, because during assembly, as we come to know, she didn't enter the school campus. So we instantly put our all thinking caps on. We called the parents, and everything was happening. And somehow, girl was actually going to be in a trouble, and she was saved. She didn't come. I am not going to go into the details. After 2-3 days, when she come to school, I talked to her personally, because she was a girl. I couldn't say to the discipline in charge or male member or something. I just wanted to know what happened. So she told me, ma'am, a boy actually put my face on some very absurd and objectionable picture, and he started blackmailing me.
Yes.
Then I counseled her, ki beta, what is the harm? Let him. And he blackmailed her and told her to come with him to some place. So that is the condition in the bait. So you have to come with me, then I am going to delete that particular picture. So she was going with that boy. I just told her that then somehow calls were made, somehow she was stopped by her brother and situation was under control. I told her, beta, you don't know it's going to be happen to you at
Exactly.
that time.
Exactly.
Arre, if he could have leaked it, so let him leak because this is a social media world. People know that fake news travel a lot, fake pictures travel a lot, but you are actually going into the genuine problem.
Yes.
So a child must be knowing ki what are the things which actually need their attention and which things they have to ignore.
Just wanted to add
They
one
shouldn't
point.
be.
Just wanted to add one point. Just mentioned with Geeta ma'am has mentioned. So currently, with the help of AI, you can put your images to any image. You will just take 3 images of any person and put it on any person's image. And just to counterfeit this thing, if you want to check it out whether this image is safe or not, this is a different application. So if the schools will organize even a half an hour session on this, you can
Exactly.
easily check it out,
Exactly.
right? I'm sure that Geeta ma'am would agree with this line, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Actually,
something,
that's
yes.
what we told. We told a child, you just go to your computer teacher and just know the detailings
Yes.
about it, ki how these things are actually
Huh.
happening. This
Huh.
is not going to harm you. Things are going to disturb you, but you have to know to handle because if
Yes.
you are actually handling a phone, you should be knowing the consequences
Huh.
and so much of a smartphone usage.
Hmm.
I just, matlab, there was a huge counseling session with
Exactly.
her,
No,
and then she
this is
started
a very good
crying and all.
example. This is a very good example, Geeta
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
You,
this
huh.
recently happened in our school, so I can. So we have actually, and that was the role of a teacher actually. My
Exactly.
4 5
Yes.
teachers involved, and they actually saved the child.
Exactly.
मतलब आप sir, you just know that even a parent does not realize because I
Yes.
called parent so many times, but they maybe just because of a shame or something else, they didn't want to come to school and face us. So I just counsel a child and
Geeta ma'am, this is the
let
reason
her
that's
go.
why we are having this session. This is the main reason that why and how and what exactly needs to be done with specifically with the teachers training and what exactly the
Well,
teachers needs to
exactly.
be done. If suppose when ma'am has mentioned that she always work with a set of systems, kind of an SOPs. So this would come also as an SOP. Like in every month that we're going
Yes,
to
yes.
conduct this 5 sessions on different
Yeah.
emerging technologies. How, what are the negative points, what are the positive points, and how it will going to impact you, right? If
And how
maybe, yes.
alert our teachers' alertness also saves so many things. If my
Exactly.
teacher wouldn't be alert, these things are, I don't know what is going to happen with the child. So
Completely
we
agree.
have to just keep on counseling because teachers are having a huge lot of pressure. Sometimes they really forget how they are going to react. So we keep on banging on them ki, okay, this is also the part of your job. So please keep yourself awake and create awakening and awareness among your children. Prepare a question if see that how you are going to stop outside the school. We have to actually keep on connecting with the parents. Let parents be comfortable with us. I keep on doing the events, the suppose scholastic event, post scholastic function, keep on awarding and students. I keep on calling parents also in that function. In investiture ceremony, I called all the parents. So they should become comfortable that we are actually working for the benefit of the child and we need your support because without parental support, we are not going to succeed, whatever we are going to
You
do.
would definitely agree, Geeta ma'am. This is where the leadership skill comes handy. There, there
Yeah,
the
yeah.
experiences comes in place, isn't it? This is
Yes,
where what
yes,
we
sir. Yes,
learn
sir.
on. Seshan sir, please add your point. Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am. Yeah, Seshan sir, you have raised your hand. You wanted to
Yes,
add your
sir.
point?
Actually, this is regarding the point that the children are now we are more mobile savvy and they are sticking to the mobile. Very difficult to come out of the mobile and all that. On that point, I want to know. See, we children are children. It is we have to intervene and do the things. If we really want, we can stop it. See, but during the online program, the teachers send PDF and other things, Word file, PDF file, and they have to see in the mobile. The teachers are used to that and they are continuing to do that now. So, as a school, as a head, we have to intervene. So, what I said in my school is, my dear teachers, online is over. Now it is offline. Children should not use mobile or electronic goods. So please do not send PDF or other notes these notes you please dictate in the class.
Hmm.
And see that the students write in the class. Don't send PDF to on mobiles or these things, other electronic media.
Hmm.
So in a way we can intervene.
Hmm.
Secondly, a second standard or third standard student, knowing in social media, that means there is a problem with the parenting. I mean, we are blaming the children for everything. Children, they are not listening. They are. By parenting should be done. What the parents do? If the child is having a second standard child, is having a mobile in her or his hand,
Hmm.
the parent has to intervene.
Exactly.
You cannot give the mobile to the hand of the child.
Hmm.
And you can say, when everybody is there, I am preventing. Try to find out a way. Say the electronic media, in a day, you should use only one hour or half an hour. You say mobile phone, you will use it for any games or anything. In a day, only half an hour. And if it is a holiday, 1 hour. Stick to that.
Seshan
And
sir, please
our-
correct me. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So what you are saying is completely making sense. So we should be conducting some parents orientation programs, time to time.
No, we need not be conducting parents orientation program. Whenever you have a parent meet,
Yes.
you call for a parent teachers meet, keep all the parents together at one point.
Yes.
You can address them.
Yeah, this is also a way. Yeah, this is also a, but it should come out from the school side, right?
Yeah.
At least,
And
because we cannot
moreover-
take the entire onus
moreover,
on
I
our
am telling
shoulders.
you, this is what I am doing in my own house.
Hmm.
My wife is doing that with my
Exactly.
child.
Exactly.
My child cannot have more than 1 hour. He cannot have mobile phone in his hand. It will be taken away from his hand by my wife. So the parents have to be strict with the child. The child knows 1 hour means he has to give the mobile. So
Exactly.
child now automatically after 1 hour means he will keep the mobile away because he knows my mother will come and scold me. Okay.
Completely makes sense, sir.
Beyond 1 hour, if it goes, okay, TV half an hour cut. If mobile phone is more than 1 hour, 1.5 hours seen, TV half an hour is cut. So the child knows. If you give that, so I am giving clearly, okay, in a day, electronic gadgets, only 1 hour. Be it TV, be it mobile phone, be it anything. So the child wants to see TV, 45 minutes, he will manage with the mobile phone, 15 minutes he will keep it. Because he knows, otherwise he cannot see his cricket match for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
So this is where, as a parent and as teachers, in school as well as in house, we have to intervene and we have to, control the child.
That completely makes sense, Seshan sir. Thank you so much for sharing your point. I request all the principals to please be concise what all the point that you have in your mind. Go to next good because everyone has raised your hand. Neeraj sir, you are the next. Then Stella ma'am, Geeta ma'am, and then Padma ma'am. Right? So please be concise with your points. Neeraj sir, over to you. Please make your point.
Sir, we have started a campaign in our school related to the social media or mobile phone, that no mobile phone at home.
Okay.
And he has really well said that without the help of parents, we can't do anything. So it has become a mania, it has become a phobia. And the students who were using the mobile phone at home, WhatsApp, Instagram, their marks were decreasing.
Okay.
Every month. Now
Okay.
we have started the campaign, no mobile phone at home. And so if we find any student on Facebook, Instagram, we call the parent and we invite the parent in school and we welcome him and we call the student, and now there is a discussion with parent to take the particular
Okay.
student. And now we are getting well in this direction.
So every school, every locality, every region has their own set of rules. We can't say anything to. Wonderful, Neeraj sir. Thank you so much. Stella ma'am, over to you.
We call time bomb to mobile.
Sure. Seshan sir, you're a very blessed parent. I think the way your child listens to
This is
you,
what
I
was
know.
going inside my head.
Yeah. But then coming back to the topic,
just
yeah,
one second. Every child can be controlled provided you give the time. As you say, electronic gadgets, fix the time and stick to the time very, very strictly. Then children will definitely understand that I cannot go wrong with my mother or with my father.
Huh.
Okay?
yeah.
And
Thank you,
if we
sir.
allow,
Nadu.
if we say only 1 hour and allow them to have more than 1.5 hours, that is where they will say, okay, I can have my way.
Okay.
That should not
Thank
be
you,
there.
sir. Yeah, there are only two things I'd like to highlight now that we are running short of time. Like one is building relationships. See, most schools or all schools will be doing this value education classes for children. But I would definitely want to prioritize relationship because we never learn about relationship since we are small and though we go to school, because in Indian scenario, we go to school, go to college, get married. We would not know how to manage a life in a new setup with new set of people, and we do not know how to work in the workplace. And school toppers are definitely there's no guarantee they are going to be successful in life. So
Exactly.
a lot of adjustments had to be made. So if relationships are taught at school level, and if positive relationships are built, I think children would be able to respect everybody.
That's a
That's
good
number one.
suggestion.
And the second one is to have time for conversation. From kindergarten, children do not get time to speak. A child who's vocal, who can express, would not end up with more problems in life. See, today, not only bullying, it's anxiety, depression, and a lot of other things are also seen with the child who feels neglected. That's what I started to say at the beginning of the session. So we have to find time to converse with the child, a child who can vent out, whether it's good or bad, if the child has the possibility of sharing his mind. So we have to make a conscious effort to have nice conversations with every child in the classroom. And the other one is to build relationship. Thank you.
Great, Stella ma'am. These two wonderful suggestions. Over to you, Geeta ma'am. Please concisely summarize your response.
Yeah, this is an extension to Stella ma'am only because one case also happened. A child actually does not come to school, and somehow when we send the message to the parent, so they sent the school. They sent her to the school. Then when I asked her next day, where were you? So she told me, ma'am, ki my parents doesn't take me for the outing. So I went for the outing. So when I confronted the parents, they told me the same thing. We don't have time. I'm like, see, this is what happens.
Exactly.
So this is the thing. Conversation should be with the parent also.
This
They should
completely
interact
makes
so
sense.
that they should be distracted with this virtual world
Yes.
because they are not giving them time in the physical world.
Exactly.
That
Completely
is it.
makes sense. Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Over to you, Sarita ma'am. Please make your valuable inputs. You need to unmute yourself, ma'am. Please unmute.
So normally these children now when we are talking about this topic, in my school there are mostly such children who would normally do this.
Okay.
So never the messages are sent to the parents by them, never they tell anything. So probably I make an involvement of parents only itself to conduct the workshop or have the seminar or come and discuss about the things along with other parents and children so they understand the place and the stage where the teachers are handling the kids in the school
But Sarita ma'am,
and
don't
what
you think so? This scenario is much different in South Bombay than the other part of the country. There, people are more concerned to earn money, isn't it? They don't have time to
Yeah.
visit the schools. It's very hard for them to
Agreed,
call
agreed.
come to schools and attend any sort of meetings.
True. My parents says, मम्मी लोग को घर पे काम है तो वो आ नहीं सकते तो I say, I always say I don't want to meet the mummies. I only want the daddies in my school. Mummies numbers not to be taken. Only daddies numbers give me.
Exactly. Thank you so much for
So
sharing
this
this point,
real,
ma'am.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is really working, huh, Gulshan sir? This really works. This is working in my school.
Great.
So this was
Last
one thing
response
what
I'll take it.
initiated me.
Thank you so much, Sarita ma'am. Last response I'll take it
Sorry.
from Padma ma'am. Please unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Then we'll end the
Yeah,
session with a
I
different
would like
activity.
to
Yeah, Padma
appreciate
ma'am.
Seshan, sir. As a parent, you're doing the best thing. At school, we have stopped like WhatsApp messages, even everything. But all the parents are not like you, sir. They don't. They say ki no. You people say do something so that the child doesn't use the mobile. So everything they put on the school. They say the child is not listening to us. They give such excuses. I always counsel the parents the way you said the same thing, but still, to nowadays now new generation parents, so they don't. It's
What we
difficult
will
for
do,
them.
Padma ma'am, what we will do, we're going to take a clip of
Okay,
Seshan
okay.
sir discussing that point, and we'll share all the principles. Please
Yeah,
do share
definitely, sure.
with all the parents back at
Sure,
home,
sure.
right? So we should
Yeah.
make Seshan sir as a model parent.
Yes, sir. True,
Yeah,
very
So
true.
with this
sir,
discussion, one thing
control
is
is
clear.
there. Okay, now when you give the gadgets to the children, you control with the remote. Remote is
Yes.
in your hands. That is what is called parenting. If you are not doing that, you are not doing your duty as a parent. So
You must
fix
have
a
heard
time,
that recent
fix a
case, no,
time,
sir?
take it away. That
Yeah.
is the only way. There
Chale,
is no
this
other
is
way.
this is something we will discuss it separately. This is a very deep issue. Now we are at the end of our webinar, and we have this very interesting rapid fire round with every webinar. So in rapid fire round, with this topic, bullying prevention and intervention. So how we can more create and supportive environment in school environment so that bullying will not take place. So you need to give me one suggestion which you think that might be applicable in any kind of school environment or in your school environment, and that has to be the out of the box suggestion. You cannot use the same suggestion which you have already used or any suggestion which have been used by the other principal. Okay, I'm giving you 20 seconds to think about it. Then I'll give you opportunity one by one. First Padma ma'am, Seshan sir, Geeta ma'am, Stella ma'am, Sarita ma'am, then last में Neeraj sir. So one out of the box suggestion to prevent the bullying and creating more supportive environment. Any suggestions? So this is kind of a takeaway, and any principal, any teacher can go to this section and take and write it down all the takeaways. Padma ma'am, you are the one, you are the first. Then next Seshan sir, then Geeta ma'am, Stella ma'am, Sarita ma'am, and last Neeraj sir. So whenever you are ready, Padma ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, sir. Student leadership skills, like students, they themselves problem solving. They
Okay.
solve the problems of other students, then they get to know what actually the problem is there or not. By
Okay.
doing this, I think to some extent they will have developed the skills of logical thinking, problem solving skills they will develop,
They will be
and the
more
most
empathized.
important, they
Yeah.
empathize. Yeah.
Yes. So we need to be creating more student-centric leadership opportunities.
Yes.
There could
Yeah.
be n number of examples, but
Correct.
we should be doing these things on weekly or monthly basis, right? So
Yeah.
we should be
Yeah.
creating more opportunities.
Sure.
Right. Great. Wonderful
Thank you.
suggestions.
Thank you.
Session sir, over to you.
Yes, sir. Actually, one should be kind. That is three words: kindness, acceptance, and inclusion. Accept child as it is. Have an inclusion way. Be kind to them, and give as much as possible. Try to be, empathize with them and give them a feeling of that he is also capable of doing something. That is the
So
way
with
of
this suggestion, just follow up suggestion. So we can also have a coffee with principal for an example time to time, and there should be some time slots, and these time slots are open for all the students. So those who want to, maybe principal can have this 5 or 10 minutes on daily basis, and they can have slots, and any student can book these sessions, isn't it? So therein maybe we can break this barrier, and as a principal we can also share our own experiences, and we can also at the same time we can give them or lend our ears to them to listen to them, right? Great. Thank you. Over to you, Geeta ma'am.
I would like to say that in this case, we can also have a role play so that to define the bullying more in the schools, what actually is and what the action or remedies could be possibly we can introduce and
Yes.
giving them examples in a form of a role play.
Exactly. I still remember we conducted one session in Army Public School Dagshai back in 2016. This bullying and conflict management. So there, what we have done it, we made two charts. And on each chart, we made one boy and one girl. Then we asked all the boys to write it down anything which comes to their mind on that chart paper. At the same time, we asked all the girls to write it down everything on that chart paper. Then we crushed the chart paper. Then we tried to sort it down. Then we asked them, okay, can we make it to the same state? We cannot. So just when we sensitize this kind of issues, maybe some of the students, they do understand. And so when we do this kind of nukkad nataks, especially nukkad nataks or role plays,
Exactly, that's what I mean to
yes,
say.
so they create more understanding कि यार ये चीज तो हो रही है.
Yes,
So maybe
yeah. What
yes,
we should do? What could be the remedial measure we could
exactly,
take?
exactly, because in nukkad natak
Yeah.
we highlight the issues and we also solve the issues. Wonderful. So we can
And
also
this is
conduct this
actually
thing.
in
Yes.
annually we do these kind of a things in our, if whatever be the major, actually our vision is something or other should be major attention should be given to in a year. So during our annual day, we are definitely pointing out on a role play and a skit. We plan a skit on the major social issues going in surroundings. We do these
Great,
kind of a
great.
things in our school.
One more adding suggestion: we should not be waiting for an exclusive days. We can make it as an activity on monthly basis. We can having 2 skits on these many issues. So like as the Stella mem has
In
mentioned,
assembly also we
yes,
can do it.
yes,
Likewise, we can do it in assembly
yes. So
also.
we can make it a calendar and we can highlight some of the issues for like 24 issues in the entire year, and we can allocate the resources accordingly. Great. Stella ma'am, over to you. Thank you. Geeta ma'am.
I would suggest that, as a school, we take the responsibility to identify children with low self-esteem and low, feeling happy or not feeling happy.
Yes.
Identify children, and probably we'll have to intervene with these children right from a smaller age, and we should not wait for an incident to happen and address it.
Exactly.
So allow children to become expressive, prioritize them, give them the importance and acceptance. So build their self-esteem.
Great, great, great. I really like your idea when you mentioned that. I mean, we have to become a very good observer and we have to record everything, right? Great. Over to you, Sarita ma'am. You would like to add any, please, your point?
We are monitoring which away.
Sarita ma'am, your voice is breaking. I think all the speakers are experiencing the same thing.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Please
Now it's
add your
fine,
point.
sir?
Yes.
So I'll off my video.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So, so I would like to talk about the peer monitoring program.
Mm-hmm.
So which no one spoke about it, and which we are doing in the school,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what we do is for the peer monitoring, the older students of the school, we provide them and we make them the support for the younger ones.
Okay.
So where they build a trust and help for these children to encourage the younger students. And then even we give the platform for the children one-to-one to speak about, where probably you said coffee with principal. So there is no coffee with principal, but I barge into the classrooms when the periods are going on and we create a 0 period. And then I speak to the children and I don't disclose the things of theirs. And then I become a platform for them rather than the teachers to talk. And then basically I tell the teachers indirectly and how we need to guide them. So this is really my experience of MVHS 2007. This was a big walk where maximum bully was going on. But today, if I see, it is different. This is really young.
Great, great, great. I mean, I really like the suggestion which you have mentioned, but I'm sure that you are not a coffee person. Yeah, over to you. Over, just adding some humor, nothing else. Over to you, Neeraj sir. Please add your suggestion.
Sir, definitely, sir. We have to understand understand any student personally as well as professionally. Sir, before 3 years we started a campaign, birthday with principal, sir.
Okay.
And whenever there is a birthday of any student, he or she comes to the principal office, and he or she has been given 2 minutes within 2 minutes or during these 2 minutes, he can ask anything. He can make any query to principal, sir.
Okay.
He is completely free. So I think this is the way we can understand them personally, and we can know about their choice. Many things are there. They are not able to speak with teachers. So now they are having an opportunity to speak with principal, sir. So I think sir, we are getting success in this way. And
Great, Neeraj sir. Well, I know that there are different regions. Different regions had different challenges, and they work according to their region-specific solutions.
Sir, because it is the birthday of a student, so I never agree on that day. He or she can ask anything. Many times, sir, we don't mind. Particularly students from 9 to 12th class. Sir, I was having affair with that, and sir, now, so I stopped them. You can discuss this, sir. Please solve this query. So I think this is the way we can understand them. Finally, they are going after 12th from this school. So this can be the way.
Great, Neeraj sir. Great, Neeraj sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy this. Sir.
Thank you so much for sharing your personal anecdotes. Again, so we are at the end of our webinar. Thank you so much, especially Padma ma'am, Seshan sir, Geeta ma'am, Stella ma'am, Sarita ma'am, Neeraj sir for sharing these wonderful suggestions. I'm sure when all the teachers and all the educators, learners, when they will check it out this webinar, there's so much to learn. From where we started at 5 p.m. and now it's 6 p.m. and we have moved from one area to another. You all must be agree that in the past 1 hour, we have discussed almost 10 different areas, even more than that, right? We not just even discussed, we also highlighted the issues as such, right? We also laughed. So I'm sure that all the people who will hear out the entire webinar, they will also laugh in between. So again, on the behalf of the entire Inspiredvalley family, I thank you everyone for sharing your personal time and sharing this marvelous and wonderful inputs. Let me formally end this webinar, then we can have 5 minutes of chit chat, right? So thank you everyone for sharing this wonderful your time. I thank you everyone.